All right, so Carlitos, number 10. These are top 10 games that I played in 2025 or that I enjoyed in 2025. And for me, my number 10 is going to be Massive Darkness 2, Hellscape, Massive Darkness 2 by Simon. It is a Cool Mini or Not game. It is a implementation, or actually it's the second edition of Massive Darkness. What they did with the second edition that makes it so much better for me in this edition is all the characters. So the first edition was a dungeon crawler. Yay. I got dozens of them. Pick a shelf. I got like 8 of them on a shelf,
yeah.
right? This one took that standard dungeon crawl and then created an asymmetric mechanism for each and every class that you play. You want to be the ranger? Well, guess what? You're playing blackjack. That's your mechanism. You're trying not to bust. And if you hit the target, if you get near the target, right, you're going to get a hit. But it's just a hit. If you get exactly 7, you get a hit plus all these cool bonuses. But if you bust over 7, now the bad guy's doing bad stuff to you. So like he's coming after you. So that's the mechanism for the ranger. The druid is using resource management to move almost like Gloomhaven, the one character that uses the ice and the fire and the different elements, and you're building them up to then spend them. Elemental. The wizard uses elemental stuff. Yeah. The wizard is using a rondelle, like an actual spinning board that you're putting spells to. So you get these 4 quadrants, and the arrow has to be pointing at a spell. When you cast that spell, it moves to the next spell. So almost like a cooldown effect where you can't use that spell again until that arrow comes back around. So you got to spend mana to either rush that thing along, or you have to actually use those spells. So not only are you managing this rondelle, but you're also deciding what order to put spells in to try to create this like rondelle that works. Like, I'm going to attack, but it's going to cost me damage. So the next spell is going to be a healing spell that allows me to heal, but then the next spell is going to be a move spell, so I don't have to spend an action to move. That puts me back next to the guy, and I attack again. You kind of want to... It's okay. I can go all day. Massive Darkness 2, Hellscape. It is dungeon crawling, cooperative, full on cooperative with easy AI mode. The way they did the AI mode is super easy. It is not a campaign. I do have the campaign. They do have it. It's available. I have it, but it itself is not a campaign game. You play this game on your own as one scenario. However, Robert, unlike Gloomhaven, where it takes me 4 years to get my character up to retirement age, right, where I class them up to the end, each scenario you start on as just a peasant, and then by the end of the scenario, you have kicked down the door enough, looted the body enough, almost like Diablo-esque, where everything you kill drops weapons and cool stuff. So you're like always leveling up. By the time you get to the end, I think my wizard had congas, like bongos, and a cloak, and it was like this bard fighting wizard by the end of it that was just killing stuff with one shot, and that is just fun.
The reason you like this game is the reason I don't like it so much is for exactly that reason. And so I like my Gloomhaven. I like my long slog, slow progression, slow leveling up, thinking through what I'm going to do. You want to get right to that quicker, which fine. That's great. We have different opinions on that, but it is a fun game. I love the way the different ones play so differently, but I didn't love that one scenario you go from peasant to god. So anyway.
And then you just re-rack and play another one.
Nah.
I was going to say, recommended by Tom from Florida.
Oh yeah. Tom from Florida, Tom Vassell from Florida called into our show.
Yeah, I need to play the campaign. Maybe the campaign. I understand the campaign levels slower.
Yes.
And
well, more levels. They added more levels. So you
go break it for me that way now. Anyway, yeah, good game. I enjoyed it. It's fun. My number, what are we at? 10? Yeah, top 10s now. So I just, as we were sitting here, I made a quick addition or a quick correction. Ultimate Railroads, I actually changed it to Ultimate/Russian Railroads. Russian Railroads, I think, was the original OG. And then a number of years ago, they came out with Ultimate, which was a bigger box, added more boards, added more ways to play it. I love the heck out of this. We're talking about all of our worker placement games. This is another, I'm going to put this borderline classic worker placement. It's not as old or as classic as Stone Age, so they definitely did some different things with this, and especially the Japanese version you play and the European version you play. you're still just pushing trains down tracks, but they did some cool things with adding on different modules, adding on different things you can do. But Russian Railroad, yeah, you're just moving your worker placement on a big board to allow you to take different types of actions. You've got an economy track, I think they call it, at the bottom, where you're moving along and getting certain bonuses. You've got, again, these 3 main tracks for most of the boards, most of the versions of this that you're playing along, and you're just moving down. I love that as you move stuff along, you hit different landmark points, and if I've got the train, I call it powered to a certain amount, and I've got either my black or my green or my white to there, I get a bonus just by hitting this certain spot on a track. And so tracks and tracks and tracks. I love my tracks. I love my Euros. I love my worker placement. This hits all those bells. Ultimate or Russian Railroads is my number 10.
That's a good one. It was just off my list.
Yeah.
So I just need to get it played physically again so I can get. I keep missing things in BGA.
It may
Yes.
eventually be one of my Hall of Fames, but,
on
yeah.
tabletop. I loved it.
Yep.
On BGA, I was wholly
A
confused.
little lost. Yeah, you got to really pay attention
Yep.
to what other people are doing.
All right. So hitting the number 10 spot for me has already been on both your all lists.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the Spanverse.
Ah, the Spaniverse.
Spaniverse, yes. So we started the year with FinSpan, which was a huge hit.
Yep.
I like how quick it plays. I like that you don't have to rely on the dice tray. It was a hit with several of my gaming group. We live in Florida, so a bunch of our guys are fishermen, and we love to go fishing and stuff like that. So that hit, and then we had the fan made packs. That gave you kind of like an asymmetric way to play Wingspan, and we played a great game of it, all within a point of each other, which was a blast to play.
Yep.
This is, and we know that next year, again, we'll talk about this Thursday, there's going to be an expansion to Wingspan and FinSpan, and
yeah.
both. So, great games. I like them both. I still haven't played Wormspan, so for me, the Spaniverse is just FinSpan and Wingspan. Though I do want to play Wormspan. So, guys, you guys want to add?
I'm not as much of a. I would not. FinSpan did not make my list. Let me just be clear.
Okay.
FinSpan did not make my top 20. Wingspan did.
At
So
13.
as much as we played FinSpan this year, I've played solo. I played with Wifey. I played with you guys, and it still didn't make the list. At the end of the year, we got Wingspan to the table, and I'm like, yep, Wingspan belongs here.
That's your favorite, huh?
So I haven't dipped into the Spanoverse with you. I'm still Wingspan OG.
Okay.
Rob?
Yeah, so it hit yours. So yours is Wingspan at 13. Mine is the Spaniverse.
All three.
The 3 of them at 14. But I will say, definitely my favorite is FinSpan still. We played the Wingspan with the new packs, and that definitely took Wingspan up a notch for me. Crept it a little closer to the FinSpan. So I made a harder choice. They're very close. FinSpan still right now, definitely my preferred over. I can't wait for the expansion to come out. Maybe they'll introduce some pretty fish. Carlos doesn't like the ugly fish.
Most fish are ugly. Most. Be honest.
Depends. I'm a fish lover. I like my fish.
There's like
but-
4 fish that are ugly or pretty, and one of them's Nemo.
You're crazy.
Like that's it.
We got to take you to a fish store sometime. But anyway, so Wormspan is definitely my least favorite, and I'd say that's a pretty decent gap from the other two. You both need to play Wormspan. I don't think you've played it at all yet, either, Carlos.
I got
I've
a copy
not.
unplayed. I want to play it.
Yeah.
We need to
bring it over. I'll
Yeah.
teach you. We'll play it just so y'all can check it off your list there. But yeah, the Spaniverse definitely great games. Love those from Stonemaier Games.
All right. So that's Wayne's number 10. So we're getting into the number 9. Our number 9 spot for me is going to be Thunder Road Vendetta. Thunder Road Vendetta is just chaos incarnate. It is insane fun. This is a 2023 title. I got it. It's restoration game. So they're restoring a game from the 80s. But they did a great job with it. And this version that came on my board, when it came on my board, is when I got to play the Carnival of Chaos expansion, which adds this arena battling mechanism. The whole Thunder Road Vendetta Spaniverse, whatever you want to call it, universe, has so many different expansions, so many different modules, so many different ways you can play it. So for me, I'm just putting the base Thunder Road Vendetta up here. But just know that for the reason for it came on here is because of that arena battling board that I got to play with. It's so easy to teach. Every time I've taught it to the guys, the friends, the guys with the kids, right? The guys and friends and cousins, just the guys get together and throw this on the board. We just love it. We love shooting at each other. We love watching stuff blow up. We love running into each other. You know, it's like gas on your chest. Thunder or Vendetta belongs in anyone's, like, if you got a small shelf, Thunder or Vendetta, I think, owns a spot there for Ameritrash, chaosy, party fun.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, fun game. I like it. Again, I've got another racing game that's pretty high on my list, but this is fun. I haven't played the Chaos. I need to try that yet. I think that might be more fun for me than the straight line racing one.
This one is group dependent because you have to have people that lean into the chaos, lean into the I'm going to run this guy off the road, and if I get killed too, fine. You know, the whole.
You can't get your feelings hurt because stuff happens. I shot at Wayne, but Wayne's car exploded and shot over and hit Rob, and then Rob's now went off the track and he died, and he got eliminated. Listen, it happens.
Yep. Okay. We're getting into in my list here. Just I'm kind of looking at my next few. This is getting into some really good games. So I
all
really
the other games have been crap.
Yes, I like. Yeah, all the other ones are bad. But so 10 down are solid games. I obviously really enjoyed them, but these next ones were really kind of hard to rank for me. So moving to my number 9 here is a fairly new title, Talatum. I'm going to go with that pronunciation. I believe that's correct. But anyway, this is a really fun game. Neither one of you have played this yet, I don't think. I think you both will really enjoy this one. This is another worker placement action selection. There is a rondelle that changes a little bit every time, but we're all placing onto that rondelle to do actions. And it's another dice placement game, which, again, I mentioned with, what was it from yours?
Creature Comforts.
Creature Comforts, that I really enjoyed dice placement. This is another one that you're going to roll a bunch of dice. You're going to draft them and place them on this rondelle. You get there's 2 things on the rondelle at each spot that are going to kind of switch around or change independently, but you're going to get one at the power of the die, and then you're going to get another one, a number of resources based on the number that's on the die, and they are inverse of each other. So you can either take a lot of resources and an action this turn that's not powerful, or you could take a really powerful action and just like maybe 1 resource, or of course anything in between. If you do the 3 and the 4, or the 2 and the 5, they go opposite of each other. And so really fun decisions to be made with this one. Of course, another Euro-y game. There's lots of tracks, lots of things you're trying to push. You get bonuses for hitting certain things, beating people to certain places, and you have a personal board that you're choosing kind of how you want to move along that board and getting bonuses for how well you do in different areas at the end of the game. This is definitely a Euro, like I say, tracks and theme definitely pasted on. But Talatum, again, if you're a Euro fan, this is a must play, and it's hit my board at number 9. And I got to get both of you to play this. I think you'll both enjoy it.
With as many Euros as you play, your top 10, and if it's a Euro game and you're a Euro fan,
almost all going to be Euros.
You got to buy.
That's it. Yep.
So my number 9 is on someone else's list. And that's surprising because this is one of my all-time favorite games.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Lords of Waterdeep. So we will talk about that later.
Well, we will hit that one later. All right, to top 8 now.
To the top 8, here we go. My number 8, Endeavor, Deep Sea. So Endeavor, Age of Sail was the one that Robert introduced me to, that I ended up buying a copy for myself, but I ended up buying the wrong copy because apparently there was like 5 different versions of this game before they got to the nice version that Rob has.
Yeah.
And then they came out with this version, the Endeavor Deep Sea theme. So they went away from the Age of Sail, colonization, slave trade game into a much lighter fare. You're working to explore the oceans,
underwater,
research the creatures and find ways to conserve them. So you're doing research papers, journaling. For all these reasons, I was like, I don't think so. Like it went away from this from the game that I enjoyed to what I felt was a real big change in theme, like a too far. Will it feel the same way? Played it, changed my entire feeling on it. Wowzers. This game did a banger of a job. We're using that word again.
Use it again.
Of keeping the Endeavor Age of Sail feelings with the mechanisms and the selection of your team instead of selecting buildings that allow for the different actions, and then the engine building with the tracks. So you're trying to make sure that you have enough worker places, spots, and enough discs to use that, and then enough discs to place on the board, and enough tags to be able to meet the goals that you need, and all of it's done in this cozy kind of like light, comfortable, enjoyable atmosphere with like less stress.
Yeah.
It just feels like a lot less stress and more exploration. Endeavor, Deep Sea, don't sleep on it. Really loved it.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a lot of the things I like about Endeavor Age of Sail, which is in my Hall of Fame. It takes out some of the direct confrontation. There is some racing to get to certain things and get to certain spots, and you can block each other that way by taking an action that somebody else may be looking to take. But you don't have that direct battling that can take place in Deep Sea. I love them both. They're different enough where I don't compare them too much, but yeah, really solid game. So.
Yeah, I think both can fit on your table, on your shelf space. They're different enough.
For sure. Yep. Okay, so my number 8, we're talking, again, Euro, surprise. We're talking dice placement, surprise. We're talking a game that I, again, played for the first time. I believe it was a 2025 release, Civolution. This is, again, I've talked about Civ Builders. I talked about I love Sid Meier's Civilization games. This has a feel of that. This is definitely a Euro game, though. It's another heavy Euro, a little lighter on the civilization building aspect of it, but that's definitely present here. You've got a board that you're moving around, you're discovering things. You are lots of tracks. This is another one that's got probably, I haven't counted them, 8, 9, 10 different tracks in the game that you're playing through. But the theme on this, the pasting on the civilization to it, which again, it probably could have been a lot of things, makes a lot of the game just make sense. And again, this is you got a dice pool. You're rolling your dice. After you place enough of them, you're going to choose electively to do a pullback turn where you're just collecting all your dice and rolling them again. You can acquire more dice so that by the end of the game, sometimes you're rolling a handful of 7, 8, 9, 10 dice. And then all of the actions that you're able to do in the game, building your civilization, moving around, discovering stuff, upgrading your technologies, it's all on a big tech track. And you're using 2 dice every turn. So you're using like a 4 and a 5 to do the explore action. And then those dice get kind of set aside until you do the reset action. I like this one a lot. It is a longer game. It's a 2 to 3 hour game with 3 or 4 players, but I think you both would like it. I don't know whether once we play it, whether you'll feel that the time commitment is worth it, but man, I like this game a lot. First time I played it, I was like, I got to play it again.
Is it the people that you're playing with that make it a 3 or 4 hour game, or is it the game?
Could be. I mean, again, I play this with Euro players, and so Euro players tend to be maybe a little more AP, a little more thinky. I don't know. I'd be interested in trying it with you guys. The learning game is going to be 3 hours, but I think once you know the game, you can shave an hour off of that just by knowing how to play it. So, Civolution, big fan of this game. I'm going to keep playing it in 2026.
Have you played it, Wayne?
I have not.
Me neither. No. I can't
When it
comment.
first came out, it got some
Yes.
bad
I know what you mean.
publicity.
I wouldn't call it bad.
Yeah,
it
or
just
it's-
didn't
people
get
were like, yeah, it's okay.
you know,
length of the
I was
game, I
thinking
think, hurt
Castles of Burgundy, like
Yeah.
this is going to be
It's a
amazing.
Feld game.
Yeah, 'cause of Feld,
And-
yeah.
right? And it was like, then it just kind of just fizzled, and I'm
Fizzled a
like,
bit,
okay,
yeah.
never mind.
I think because of the length of it, the Felds tend to be shorter games, and so people probably were expecting it's another Feld. I can play this in an hour. When people
And
found
it was
out
very sold as a Civ game, and people
Yeah.
were like, it's not really.
that's just pasted on there. But I think you like it. I think we'll have to play it.
Give
Yeah.
it a shot. All right, so my number 8 is in Rob's Hall of Fame, actually. Orleans.
Orleans. Love me some Orleans.
This is a bag building game where you're drawing your workers from a bag and then you're playing them out to perform actions. You're either colonizing or settling a map, or you're moving up tracks. It's tracks and bag building, and as you move up the tracks, you score victory points, and then you can buy multipliers for those based on your book track, and there's all these other things. I had played this years ago and was okay, and then playing it again, getting retaught it, and this is good. I like it. I'm really liking it, so I want to play it again more in person in 2026 to really get it down. But I'm enjoying the game of collecting your pieces to build a bag, and then how you build a bag is what you have access to, and you have to beat some people to various pieces on those tracks, because the first person to get here gets that little little worker that you pull off
The
as
citizen,
like a
yep.
citizen as a multiplier, and I'm realizing those are pretty important, to get the multipliers. So
For sure. It's in my Hall of Fame, so most people know how I feel about it. If you ever watch the show, I've talked about this. One of my top 10 all-time favorite games. The other thing about this is I've taught this to a lot of people. I've never had anybody dislike it. I've heard people be lukewarm on it, and it's funny watching the last year. I've mentioned this several times on their call-in show that between you and Jim, you're both people who had played this in the past and weren't crazy about it.
Yep.
And I kept pushing it and talking about it, and you both played it again and a couple more times, and now you're both really discovering it. I know Jim has a constant game of this going on BGA now. He's constantly inviting me on Board Game Arena to play this over and over and over again. I think I've got 2 or 3 games of it going right now, but
it's hit, and I own a copy now physically, so I can play it.
Oh wow,
there you
nice.
go. Yeah. What do you think about Orleans, Carlos? I know you
I played it in New Orleans.
There you go.
And won.
There you
and
go.
won.
That helps.
And then promptly fell asleep at the next game.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens.
At the table. That's us.
Great game. Yeah.
We're getting into our number 7, gentlemen. Number 7. My number 7 is a game that has led to finding more gamer friends, and that's Ezra and Nehemiah. This is Shem Phillips, Sam McDonald's, and the artist is Sam Phillips. This is a game from Garfield Games.
Yep.
I've not played before ever playing Ezra and Nehemiah. I had not played a single one of their line of games. I think other than maybe the Hadrian's Wall. I think that's same vein, right?
Yep.
But not same style of game. Like the whole Ancient series, right? I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
Very different Euro games. Nothing called to me until Ezra and Nehemiah came. I took it with me to Bible study. Like I brought this game with me to a Bible study so I can show it off. We were learning about the book of Nehemiah. So we went through the whole book. I brought it, showed it. Next thing I know, I got like 5 dads that I'm playing games with on Sundays at the church. So it's like it led into that. Nice. All right, let's talk about Ezra and Nehemiah as a game. I keep hearing from the Garfield lovers, and that's y'all can speak up, that Ezra and Nehemiah is almost like a greatest hits album of all the games that preceded it. So all of the Garfield games. That preceded those mechanisms, they took the best ones, a little bit out of each one, and kind of put them all together into this Ezra and Nehemiah game, where you're playing a leader of a small group, a family that is helping to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem after Jerusalem was destroyed by Babylon. So the king of Babylon allows Ezra and then later Nehemiah to come back to Jerusalem and rebuild the city and the temple. You're using gold and wood resources to rebuild the temple. You're getting those resources by claiming spots on the wall, which is the perimeter of the board. And then if you can connect certain walls in ways, each of us get bonuses. So if I build a section of wall and you build a section of wall and then somebody else builds a section of gate, like the gates and the walls that are connected help each other out, right? So it's a lot of positive feels. You're playing over the course of 6 actions. So it's 6 days of work and then a day of rest, so on the Sabbath. And each day can only have, each slot, you got 3 slots in front of you, can only have 2 workers on it. And you're going to play them on top of each other. But the action that you play is going to be worth the number of colors of colored flags. There's like 4 different colors that are available. Colored flags that are showing on your board total. So like you want to plan out your actions as you play cards to this tableau, so that if you know you're going to take your big red action, you kind of want to make sure there's already some other red cards played ahead of it, so that you can like add it up and make it more of a better action. A lot of there's a little rondelle mechanism over there. There's a polyomino or a grid filling area where you're putting cubes on the temple. You're having to keep up on this track. Rob loves tracks for the profits. You got to kind of make sure that you're providing enough to the temples, so you're not on the left side of one of the profits, which is the bad side. You get punishments. In the middle, it's an okay reward, but if you stay on the right side of the second profit, because you did a lot of donations to the temple, you get a lot more benefits. And then in the top right, there's this area where you're scribing the Torah, and the way you do that is by having workers and paying resources to go up this reverse pyramid, kind of working your way up, and then you have to pay for spaces that you use that other players have already gone to those players. So it's almost like you're using the work that other players did to get you to the higher, better level stuff. However, you got to pay them. So it's cool, man. Ezra Nehemiah. It's cool.
Went deep on that one.
It's cool. Sorry.
It's definitely not my favorite Garp Hill. I've only played it once, so I need to play it some more to get used to it. As far as all the best mechanisms, I don't know. It does some different things than a lot of the other games. I think I've played just about every game they've made. I'm thinking I've played a lot of them. I've played at least 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of their games. And so,
Wow.
yeah, so I played
More than me. I
yeah.
like 6 or 7.
Yeah, so the 3 trilogies, I've played all 3 of those, which is 3, 6, 9. I've played Ezra Nehemiah. I've played the Hadrian's Wall, and then I've played, I forget what's the smaller one that I just played this last year.
That's the one I'm interested in. Oh man, I know what you're talking about.
Limited number of turns.
Starts with an S.
Anyway,
Comment below.
Yeah, but yeah, it's each one of them does something a little different. I will agree that it takes some things from the others, and it has good feels. Some of the others are definitely blockier and do some other things, but yeah, it's definitely it's fun. I need to play it more. I need to have that experience because I've played all the others quite a few times. But yeah. Anyway,
Ezra and Nehemiah.
This is gonna be a theme for me here in the next couple of selections on mine, but mine appears higher on someone else's list, so it's gonna be Concordia. We'll talk about that more in a few minutes, but that is going to be my number 7, Concordia.
All right. My number 7, and I apologize because this is the second game on my list that's out of print, is Madeira. And so it also fits with my theme of colonial era and sail, because there's some sailing in this game.
Yep.
In Madeira, you are it's worker placement, area control, and dice rolling, and you are trying to build up your shipping to send goods, and then I'm trying to remember exactly. It's been a while since we played it.
Yeah, we played it earlier this year, and we've each only played it the one time.
Yep.
The thing I liked about it that I remember, and I don't want to steal your thunder here,
go for it.
is that the things move around.
Correct,
And
yes.
so the actions you take in different areas, if I remember, there's one printed on the board that's always going to kind of be there.
And they just kind of move around. Yeah,
Right.
and you're trying to control certain areas, and you're building up victory points based on your ships, and you can replace them as you play. You kind of rejigger sort of where they are each round, but you do have to be careful because it's use dice as well, and as you use those dice up, then it becomes hard, and you can get negatives, and the negatives are hard to get rid of. I remember that, and that was one of the big things that you want to stay away from getting, because the pirates attack you. So it's worker placement in a colonial era, Madeira, Portugal. Dealing with the delivery of wine. You can deliver wine and different goods, so it's kind of like that trading in the Mediterranean kind of feel as well.
I was going to say, it's definitely not a unique theme. But
it's definitely not a unique theme, but I just liked the way it played, and it was a really nice production.
Yeah, I'm still surprised people haven't used that mechanism more of having an action on the board that's always there, but then having a rotating tiles set that changes every time.
The actions.
So when you go somewhere as a worker placement, you are going to have a different combination throughout the game by doing that thing.
Yep. And then there's sort of an area control thing too, where you want to control if you control certain of the islands and certain of the areas, you get additional victory points. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It's a good one. I need to play it again, but hard to find right now.
Hard to find right now, so that's why don't want to get people's hopes up.
Yep. All right. That puts us at our number 6 is Carlos.
Wow, that was fast. We made it to number 6. My number 6 got played in the first week of 2025 and continues to stay on this list. And that's thanks to my man, Dan. Dan from Your Turn taught us Purple Haze early in January of 2025, and it stayed on my list, ended up at number 6 because it is effectively a Vietnam narrative-based war game. So it's like D&D Nam.
Oh, yeah.
Is what it felt like. You built your party, you equipped your party, you get resources and ammunition for your party, and then you take them out on a narrative story-based adventure where you're the player with multiple characters, but each character has their own motivations that are going to help dictate how they handle different scenarios that come up in the book. But then then that's kind of like a high level,
Right.
3,000 feet look at Vietnam as they're moving across the landscape, but then it like zooms in macro into this like one-on-one combat where each figure represents one unit versus a unit over there, and you're doing this board combat on a grid
Little hex
with
board,
with dice and with cover, and then you like zoom back out, and next thing you know, based on how that went, it impacted your ability to maneuver. Now you got to carry some folks who are wounded, so like it just. So much story. I had so much fun playing this.
Yep.
We were waiting for it to come out. It finally did come out, available in retail, but that price is high.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's a way higher than I expected it to be. So I still don't have a copy of it, but I'm super glad that it got paid, and I kept my play of Purple Haze on the board, unlike somebody
I was
know.
gonna say mine slipped off. It's been on my board all the way. I think we played it in January.
Yes, it
and
was.
It's been on my board all the way until this month of December, and so the final year end, it slipped off my board. Again, it's just because I haven't played it in a long time. But I do, contrary to popular belief, I do really like war games. I prefer ones that are a little more deterministic, that you're not just rolling dice, that aren't so luck heavy. This one has that, but the other part of this that I really like, again, contrary to popular belief, I do enjoy theme, and this one I really could get into because of the story, because of the theme. Choices you make in one battle are going to affect what happens in the next battle. You lose members of your team and replace them with grunts, and so this one really, I really enjoyed the playthrough on this one.
I think the number of campaign games you're in has
yeah.
long since said.
Love my campaigns.
You
Love my
love your,
campaigns.
and that's theme. There's a lot of theme
that's
in
theme,
that.
yeah.
Just like Carlos and his solo games that he never plays.
There you
So
go.
we all have those. Yeah.
Yes.
Big hit. I really enjoyed that, and if I had played it again, I'm sure it would still have been in my top 20. It's been 12 months or 10 months, 11 months, whatever it's been since we played it now. So,
Your number 6.
my next one, again, higher on somebody else's list. I said this is going to be a theme here. This is the second one in a row, but I will be able to talk about these soon.
Yes.
But Thunder Alley is going to be my number 6 and my top racing game.
I feel like each year, the more we get to know each other and add Wayne into the group,
Yeah.
like the more that top 10 starts to meld.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
it's-
There's
there's diversity.
here.
2 or 3.
Yeah, there's
still a lot of
diversity here.
So
We still got
actually,
time.
My number 6 is on other lists higher up, so I will put SETI at number 6 and just leave it at that.
There you go.
All right, so my plan worked out. My number 5 was one higher than Rob's, so that I can be the one to
You
talk
can talk
about this
about it.
one, and that's going to be Thunder Alley. Thunder Alley is a 2014 title. It's designed by Jeff Horger and Carlo Horger, a couple, and they got it published through GMT Games. This is out of all their games that they published for GMT with racing, to me, Thunder Alley seems to be the one that did it best. I've tried out the different ones. Thunder Alley is NASCAR on a board. That's effectively what I want to call it, because it's not about you by yourself. In NASCAR, you can't win a race on your own. You're going to run out of gas. You got to join the train, get in the draft, and work with other drivers to get around the board. So this game becomes a social activity. The activity is, hey, I got a push card. I can push someone. Does anybody have a card that can pull me along this turn? I promise to push you next turn, making those negotiations. And then when you get to turn 4 of the final lap and all that's left is that home stretch to the finish line, then it becomes dog eat dog, Hunger Games. Wayne's like, but what about the help I gave you in turn 1?
Yeah,
As
there
I
you
go
go.
flying by. We
See
did
ya.
another season of it.
We did.
This year, Dan set up a season
Online.
of Thunder Alley. Dan was the champion.
Tabletop simulator.
Unstoppable. Dan
Oh,
was
yeah.
unstoppable this year.
He's been good most years. He's finished up there near the top most years, but
It was weird because he's so chaotic. Like he gives no F's about anybody else that's playing.
Yep.
he will if it's in his favor,
Or
he
is
will
it-
destroy you.
Yeah. I'll jump in real quick. It fell off my list. I think the only reason why it fell off my list is because it's very specific. You can't play this game with 1, 2, 3, 4. You need a 5 or 6 player game, and the group is dependent. And I think honestly, the campaign is what made it. So it's like it's kind of situational. So that's why it maybe fell off my list. But it's a fantastic game. I love it.
Well, I'll say you can play it with fewer, and it is a different game with fewer.
Yeah.
It is a completely different feeling. Carlos and I have played it head to head a couple times.
I played it with my kids, 2-player So like just to teach a kid, I
You
love
get what,
it.
like 6 cars or something at 2 players?
You get the full complement of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 6 cars.
6 cars. And so it's a different because it's just you, me. I, instead of trying to team up with other people because I have fewer cars that I need to make alliances and do things, I now am taking the deck of cards that I have, the deck. I mean, it is
it's
at
6 plus
players, you
1,
get
7 cards.
Yeah, to move my 6. I'm mathing out, all right, if I do this and move there and Carlos doesn't screw me up, then my next one I can push with this one. I can get all my cars in a line, and then Carlos, of course, does something, bumps me out of the way. My whole plan is messed up. But
Yes, it's more tactical on your own.
Yep.
And it's less dependent on going around the board to see what happens.
Yep.
Because you're only going back and forth one at a time.
Yeah, I think I like the group game and the campaign. We should do another campaign in 2026.
I do. We probably will, but I do prefer it with more players, I think, because of that negotiation. Playing it with people you know. We've played it a few times with people we don't know, and we've had good experiences because we've had people just jump in. It tends to be maybe 5 of us and then 1 or 2 others, and so there is still that little teaming up. We know it's easier to team up with people you know, but yeah, great game. It's my favorite racing game, I think, of all time, and it's on my list. Carlos at 5, me at 6. It's a banger right up there at the top.
Woo!
There we go.
All right,
That's
Rob,
the right word.
Your number
All
5.
right, for the 3rd in a row, I will not be able to discuss this because somebody else has it rated higher. People who watch our show, regular viewers on the Thursday night show, will be a little surprised that this slipped down for me, probably mostly because of non-recent plays, but Ostia is going to hit my board for end of year at number 5. But I'll talk about that more in a minute.
Yep. And my number 5, my second in a row, a game that is on someone's list higher, is Star Wars Battle of Hoth.
Because it's awesome.
Someone else's
Spoiler.
list higher.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Spoiler.
There we go.
I guess it's on Carlos.
You're number 5.
My number 5 on this list.
Number
4. Top 4?
Oh, wait, no, we're 4.
Yes.
Wow, that was fast. We are the top 4, gentlemen. Let's go. Ra. This is Dr. Knizia, Reiner Knizia. This is the reprint by 25th Century Games. I got it taught and told that it's higher on someone else's
It's higher on
list.
somebody else's list. So
Yes, Ra. That's what that is.
We will move on.
we will discuss that more
Carlos,
momentarily.
the only rule is Carlos is not following his own.
Listen, I'm running the board. I'm typing.
It's true.
Excuses.
All right, where we are at number 4, Rob. Where are you at?
I can talk about one for once. So this is on nobody else's list, but underwater cities. Again, this is fitting my theme. So worker placement. You got tracks. You've got. I love the theme.
Water.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell already, I'm big on Endeavor. I like things on top of the water. Finspan. I like things under the water. This one is definitely under the water. Underwater cities. Yeah, for sure. But this one, building your city, getting bonuses for moving along to discover different things. So many different ways to kind of score points in this, even though you only have a certain number of actions that are out there. Blocking, one of my favorite things in worker placement. If I know that you need the thing, even though we both got 3 submarines to place during this era or this round of the game, I might play out of order just because I know Carlos needs the thing. And so I also need the thing, not as bad as he does, so I'm going to go steal it from him and then hope he doesn't mess me over on my next turn. But expansion for this makes it better in some ways. There's a sideboard they add that I'm not crazy about, but the components they upgraded in the expansion, dual layer boards, which is just almost a must. This was like the Terraforming Mars. You had that flat board initially, you bump something and messes it all up. The dual layer board locking stuff in was a huge move forward for underwater cities. A game that I will play anytime. I guess that's probably pretty obvious by it being number 4 on my list this year, but I've just discovered it in the last, I think it was the year before last that I discovered it, and this one's just been shooting up my list. Borderline, maybe Hall of Famer coming up. I don't know. I got to make that decision here at the end of the show, but it's hitting my list, number 4, Underwater Cities.
I didn't make my list. I enjoyed the action selection, like the way you pick the actions is really cool on it. Good game.
I played this with you, right?
You did, yep.
I
You
did,
played
this
with
was
us,
good. This was good. This is in that 20 to 30 range, I think.
Okay, so just out of the top 20.
I think so. So Tyrants of the Underdark is my number 4. This is one that our show evangelizes, especially some of us on the show. Some of you on the show. It is in your
My Hall of Fame for
It's in
Rob,
Rob's.
yep.
So it's the second game in my list. It's in Rob's Hall of Fame. Orleans and Times in the Dark. I love this game. I can't believe I missed this game when it first came out, and only have really started playing it in the last 2 years with you guys. I'm a D&D player. We've talked to Shaw. I'm an RPGer. I love D&D. I love the D&D thing game. Lords of Waterdeep's in my top 10. So 2 of the top 10 are D&D themed games. You are Dro in the Underdark, and you are fighting for the control of the Underdark. And it's a deck building game. So it's that draw 5, play, fire the abilities. You have certain points for combat, certain points for buying. Just a straightforward, great game. The theme is fantastic. Can be a bit cutthroaty, right? Because you're attacking each other. Yeah,
You're Dro.
Area control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of throat cuttiness.
A lot of throat cuttiness. I am enjoying this game. Love playing it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just a solid game that's been underrated, criminally underrated.
I say probably one of the most underrated games I think of all time. Even though it's gotten some more popularity, I think over the last few years, Dice Tower folks.
It got a reprint. I mean, it can't be bad if it got a reprint.
The reprint was bad, but it was a downgrade in components. I guess it made it more affordable.
Says the guy who says he doesn't care about components.
Not as much. Not as much. It's always about game first. But I was going to say, this is the first game I think I had ever played that was deck building, area control. Ethnos does that a little bit, in short little bursts of hand building. But this one, decisions you make with the deck building are going to carry over. You're going to see that card over and over through the hour of this game.
Yep. And you have some variability because you take a couple of factions and you mix them together, so there's some nice synchronous, I guess, to it.
Yeah, the replayability.
Because you're going to pick from different stacks of cards based on that stack and shuffle them together into one big deck.
Right.
So you might have undead and spiders and dragons. So now your engine is an undead spider dragon. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's really good.
The replayability is insane because of that alone.
Yeah, and it plays quick. And I know that so Dan and Mike. And they will crank through a game of this in 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, or less, sometimes 30 minutes. But we played it just the other day with Mike and Dan, and we were well under an hour. So.
And I love the feeling of just placing your spy, your assassin,
just to mess with somebody
on someone's location that they control,
just to mess with their control.
Well, because there's also so many cards that can trigger an action based on having someone there on that location.
Right.
So then you start getting the tension of he's got a card. It's going to do something real bad. It's going to do some. So you build all these emotions in this game. Oh, it's such a good game.
It's a really good game.
I'm glad you put this one on the list.
Absolutely, 100%.
So that gets us to our top 3, gentlemen.
Top 3 of the year.
We are in the last 3. This is the home stretch. All right. So top 3, 2025 games played by the Beansanddice crew. My number 3, Lost Ruins of Arnak. So Lost Ruins of Arnak has made my board this year, mostly because of the big box. So a couple of things that brought Lost Ruins of Arnak to the top. It always makes its way to the top of my list. But things that really stood out this year are the big box expansion that came out. It made it so much easier to set up the game. So I do play. Rarely do I ever play solo, but when I do, which is often, Arnak is one of those games.
And the big box does make it easier. It's nice. Yes.
You just pull out
the tray, set it down.
Component trays, set them where the components would go on the board, and boom, you're going. Pull out a card tray, that's the deck you're drawing from. Pull out the monsters, they're already lined up and ready to go. So right off the bat, the treasure chest does a great job of making the game easier to set up. Then you throw in the campaign or cooperative expansion that I played this year for the first time, the Lost Expedition, and that added this story element where cards would depending on how you end the game, will allow you to take cards and add them to your deck to then continue those cards in subsequent games, they will then become important. No spoilers. The cards, if you did or did not get them, will impact your ability to do better or not in future games. Yeah. So for all those reasons, Lost Ruins of Arnak is on my board this high. It would have made my top 20 even playing just base game. But with all those things, it brings it to the top 3.
Lost Ruins of Arnak already in my Hall of Fame.
There you go.
And I'll say, I don't think there is another big box that facilitates the ease of setup and gameplay better than this. Because literally it is. Everything you just you take it out and you just set it right on the board and it's done. It's everything is in the box ready to play. It's really nice.
Perfect.
I love the way they did the big box of this.
But it's not even just that, Wayne. It's the rule book and then the module for the solo play. So as an example, this week I taught you guys Shackleton Base, and then after you guys left, I went and learned the solo mode. And I struggled for 2 days reading tough rules and having a difficult setup and then flipping a card to do the bot and confused as to what it does. Lost Ruins of Arnak has none of those problems. Mm-hmm. In solo mode, it's throw it out on the board, flip the card, do the thing. I can focus my brain energy on my turn. So as a solo game, would put it on my top 20 board.
Nice.
It's like the best solo setup of a Euro-y game that I've found to date.
I've got to try the campaign. I like Lost Ruins of Arnak a lot. It's still no Dune Imperium. But anyway, I think the campaign game would... My love of campaign games would put this up there. I might have to say it under my breath when I say Dune Imperium. So,
well, the box is here. You're always welcome to borrow it when you find some time in between those campaign games.
Yeah,
be
exactly.
like me and put both Dune and Lost Ruins in your Hall of Fame and be done.
Maybe eventually it'll get there. I got to play it some more.
All right.
Okay. Well, now here's one that's been on another list, so we can talk about it jointly. My number 3 for the year is Ra. Ra, a great drafting. Ooh, hit the bells there. A great drafting game. A great I don't know what do you say about Ra? Set collection aspect to it. It's got
drafting and bidding.
Do we call it closed bidding?
Drafting and bidding.
Because the bidding
Closed
is set.
Yeah.
It's a closed economy bidding.
Yeah, so bidding more than drafting. That was the I guess. The
Oh
term
yeah,
I was
closed
looking for
economy
there, yeah.
bidding too, because oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I have enjoyed this at 2 players, 3 players, 4 players. We've discussed on the show repeatedly that Wayne and I prefer it. Definitely at more players, you get that group chanting and try to get somebody to do something they shouldn't do, push their luck when they shouldn't. But that push your luck aspect, I love push your luck in games. I love drafting and bidding in games. This is part of the triumvirate of games from
Dr. Knizia.
I was going to say, was the good doctor, Knizia. And I've played all 3 of them now, thanks to Wayne. Wayne introduced me to the other 2, Medici, and then the Traumfabrik /
Hollywood Blockbuster.
Yeah, redos of that version of the game. I think Ra is my favorite. I know Wayne disagrees a little bit on that, but Ra is just great. And Carlos, you've played all 3 now, haven't you?
Nope.
No.
He hasn't played the Hollywood Blockbuster.
Still haven't played.
yet.
Okay, haven't played that version of it. Or no, he
No,
hasn't
I played
Medici.
that one. I haven't played
Oh, yeah,
Medici.
Medici.
Yeah, Medici.
Yeah,
So
I
we
did
got to
Hollywood.
introduce him to Medici, where you're bidding with your points, which I don't know that you'll love, but it's
Hate
fun.
it.
I do like that aspect of it. But just an all around game, and then this reprint that they did, especially with the deluxe.
So nice.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is.
nice.
It
Yeah.
is.
I think
nice.
playing the reprint this year a few times has moved Ra up. Like Medici was my favorite, and Ra was like, and I wasn't so much that I didn't like Ra. I liked Ra. I just wasn't good at it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Because it was in our group I would do good at Medici, but Ra I would do okay with, but I wouldn't, But yeah, it is a really solid game.
Well, we got to give Carlos a chance to chime in because it's my number 2, or not my number 3. Carlos is number 4. So,
Yes, my number 4, because Lost Ruins came above that. For me, Ra, I kept hearing about it. Wayne introduced me to some of Dr. Knizia's bidding games, and I liked them. But I kept hearing about Ra, and I saw a good deal on the 20th Century Edition reprint, just the retail version. Played it with you guys, and instantly was like, this game is great.
Yeah.
So then I was able to find a used copy of the Super Deluxe with the metal coins and the wooden bits, the wooden tiles, and the bigger bag.
Nice.
And I scooped that bad boy up so fast.
Yep.
I was messaging that dude over and over, like, "Hey, dude, you still got it? You still got it? You still got it?
not
Come on,
playing
man,
with me. Not
you still got
playing
it." And it came in, and it was great because I was able to transfer the retail copy to Wayne, so he got to upgrade his copy from the older gray version to what I feel is an amazing setup. Nice. Like the UI on this game, the interface for this version, like, folks, I'm telling you, everything's on the boards. Like how many tiles there are of each type on the board, order of operations on the board. What sets and how much are they valued on the board? Like everything is on the board. You don't really need to pull out the rule books. And then the tiles are easy to tell what they are, what sets they go to. I had a little confusion with the flooding aspect, but once I read the rule book twice, it was set. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm not a gamer that likes bidding games. I'm not a bidding game guy.
Yep.
Anything with an auction, I stink at. but this closed economy auction feels so tactical, and it's so just like cutthroat. Like it's just like, you know what power, everything's face up. I know what power I have against you. It reminds me of Skyrise. Remember that game?
Yeah.
I know what power I have against you, and I know who has power on me. And if I just kind of wait this out and push my luck on the track, I might be able to use this weaker tile to get something good that I need. And that feels good on its own. Raw. Woo.
Good game.
Good one.
Woo.
Number 3, Wayne.
Number 3. Oh, my number 3 will allow Rob to talk about one of his. So my number 3 is Ostia, which is another ancient game or old school game, and this one I really liked. It is a rondelle for your action selection, right? And so you're moving around a rondelle and choosing those actions then allow you to move your ship across and deliver goods and move up tracks, right? So again, tracks and rondelle. This was a Kickstarter that I regretted not backing. It's like I think so. Galactic Cruise, I like the game. Glad I didn't do the Kickstarter. Ostia, really mad I didn't do the Kickstarter because they actually, and then they said they were going to have an American reprint, and the American reprint doesn't have like all the fancy bits and the dual layer boards. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I ended up not buying. I'm hoping that maybe the fancy version eventually makes its way, or somebody wants to sell their old version.
I'm sure you'll find it in a flea market or something somewhere. Yeah,
but it's a really good game. I love the idea you're building up your monuments too, and you're upgrading your monuments, you're upgrading your ships. And then moving across those tracks, sailing out, and there's a bit of a race to it too. Because I remember if you're moving your ship out, if you get there first, you get a little bit better of an action or better rewards. As long as you're ahead of somebody. So and you could choose sort of different
branching paths
to do that. So solid game. Really enjoy it. Beautiful production. When Rob and I played this game earlier this year, we immediately like, this is a great game. This was great.
Yeah, this is one of those that just would have been higher up. It's number 3 on your list. It was number 5 on my list. It was number 2 almost all year. We played this early in the year. I loved it. It went right up there, right behind SETI, and it stayed there, lived there for almost the whole year. This last December shuffle, just kind of looking back and reflecting on the whole year. I don't know if it's the newer games maybe feeling better to me because they're more recent experiences. Ostia, I kept wanting to play it. I know one or two people who has a copy. It's so hard to find. I probably should have made a bigger push to play this again late in the year so that I could just
Daryl has a copy. We know
Alex has a copy. Yeah. But this is a really fun game. The rondelle is great. This is one I have not played the expansion because I've only played it once and it was just the base game. There's a Pirates expansion. Some people, it's divisive. Some people really liked it. Some people don't. I feel there's plenty going on with the base game and try to figure out that rondelle and everything. It adds another action to the rondelle, and it adds pirates that can mess you up as your ships are going along. I feel like I won't like that as much, but I'll definitely give it a shot. But Ostia is a great game. Top 5 for me for the year. Yeah.
Cool.
We are at number 2. Our top 2 games played in 2025. I'm going to lead you off here. Wayne, this was on your list, but I, again, played the strategy game and put it higher on mine so that I could be the one to talk about it because I love this man. Richard Borg, he is the designer of anything Command and Colors.
Command and Colors, yeah.
He was there for me. I know we're supposed to talk about the game, but let me talk about the guy. I went to one of my first wargaming cons back when I only had like 2 kids. So
years ago.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. And one was a baby. This was early on in my career at the company. So it was over almost. Geez.
He's not talking about the CIA.
Where we used
to work together.
Yeah.
So it was like had to be 16 years ago. First time I'm going to a wargaming con on my own and in a different city, and I was so nervous. It's a whole different group of folks. I don't know who they are. And Richard Borg welcomed me over, showed me Memoir 44, taught me how to play some games, introduced me to his other lines of games, and just introduced me to other gamers. I mean, he has signed every copy of every Command and Colors game I've gotten. So when I see him again, Battle of Hoth will be on that list to get signed. So for that reason, I love this system. Because the system is a good system and the guy is a great guy. And I'd always dreamed, one day, will they ever make one for Star Wars? And they did. Battle of Hoth. Richard Borg got it done through Days of Wonder, the same company that helped them publish Memoir 44, the World War II version of this game. and there's not much I can say. It's a dice chucking, war battling, card playing game with a area like a fog of war component based on the areas that you can activate. So it kind of limits you to different sectors that you can activate based on the cards that are available in your hand. So there is some restriction, which is good because you shouldn't be able to do everything you want in a war. You'll be able to do what you can with what you got. But now in this Star Wars theme, when Rob and I line up against each other and he's got his AT-ATs on that side and they're slowly making their way over here while I'm hiding in the ice caverns, like pew-pewing with my troops, my rebel troopers.
It went bad for you.
It did. But it just felt like watching the movie. Like
There's
it
also
just
a campaign.
Well, right. So I'm like, I know how this movie ends. I know where this is going. I expect to get stomped. There's got to be a sad storyline. The Jedis will return. It's fine. But okay, so why is this game so high on my list? It's what they did with it, right? So they added 2 separate campaigns into this, not one. Two separate campaigns. I spent so much money on that Memoir 44 campaign book that has been out of print forever just to be able to play one campaign of the Memoir 44 system. This one built in came in with it. Secondly, it came in with flip the board. You got a big board now. If you buy a second copy, put 2 big boards together in the book. I found this out in the back of the book. There's a scenario for the epic level Star Wars Battle of Hoth, like 10 AT-ATs across that side. I got a dozen snow speeders on this side, just like out of the movie. Like it's and the miniatures are sculpted great. Then they added this asymmetry that wasn't in Memoir 44. The only asymmetry in Memoir 44 is just the unit types. They're all different, right? Which we get that here. My snow speeders are different than your probe droids. Okay, cool. Here, no. I get to pick a leader. Maybe I'll bring Han Solo to this fight. So now I add Han Solo cards to my deck, and when they come out, they do Han Solo stuff, right? While you're bringing, I don't know, Admiral Veers, and doing your thing over there, Darth Vader, where you're activating extra ground troops because that's just what his cards do. It's just perfect execution in a decent price range, in a decent sized box. Battle of Hoth, Star Wars. What do you say?
And so you have it as second. Mine was 5th. So I've played a ton of this year. I need to do the campaign. My goal of 2026 is to play the campaign. I also like the idea that this is probably not going to be the only game. We know Memoir 44 has a ton of expansions.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just rife for expansions.
Yeah.
And it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. You get to play the battles from Star Wars. There'll be Endor next, or Kashyyyk, or
I want a
Naboo.
Gungan army. I want a Gungan army
Gungans,
with those weird looking elephant things and the droidica tanks.
It's a great game, and it's fun and fast too. It's not super long,
Yeah, you re-rack. Okay, I got destroyed. Let's re-rack. Play again.
Yeah, it's okay, Carlos. The good guys will win, and the Empire will bring civility back
Hey,
to the
spoiler
universe.
alerts. Spoiler alert.
Whoops.
That's my number 2. That's a quick one for me.
All right. My number 2 is in Wayne's Hall of Fame, I believe.
I believe so.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
All
it's
right.
not.
No, it's not.
It's
Oh.
not. Actually, it's
Oh,
my
no,
number
actually,
9.
It was lower on Wayne's
Oh,
list.
it was over there. It
Which
was
is
lower on your
hilarious,
list.
yeah.
We both get a chance to talk about it. My number 2 is going to be Lords of Waterdeep. And so this is a game I slept on for most of the year. It was one we had discussions about on the side throughout the year because Wayne is a big lover of the Lords of Waterdeep. And I had fond memories of playing it. It had been several years since I had actually played it, and so it had kind of gone to the back of my mind. I was like, oh, yeah, that was, that's a fun game. I like that one quite a bit. I had a couple of pretty awesome experiences playing it this year. Once at Dice Tower East. It was one of, I think the next to last night we were there was when you were playing the
Firefly game.
Yeah, it was, but what was, you were playing?
Rumble Nation.
Rumble Nation, that's right. You were learning Rumble Nation while we were playing it because I think you got over a little late. You had completed another game and you couldn't get in. We had whatever the max player count
6
was.
it was easy 6.
Or it was, I think it was 8 maybe if it plays 8. It was 8 players. We played with the Scoundrels of Skullport expansion. We played with, I think there was another expansion in there. This was just a game. About half of the people, well, not quite half, but at least 2 or 3 of the people were playing it for the first time. So we were introducing it to them. It was a blast watching them learn the game. enjoy it so much. One of the people we taught it to went online and bought it as immediately we were done. He said it moved to the top of his list of games that he must own. So this just good feelings there. I had another chance to play it later in the year, and had just again great feelings about it. It is pretty straightforward, pretty simplistic. I forgot how easy it is to teach and to play, and then adding for me, the Scoundrels of Skullport is almost a must. If it's available, I'll play the game without it. But if somebody's got that, I would always say we got to throw that in there. Just add some more options. It adds a whole push and pull of how deep do I go into collecting those skulls, which are going to be negative points at the end. I need to try to get rid of them so that even if I do have some that are negative, the more that are in the pool and not out to the players reduces how many negative points it's going to be. So it's just the mandatory quest, playing those on other people. I love that. Slapping.
Almost led to divorce.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's in the lead. You and the wife. Yeah, I know. But somebody's in the lead. You have a little bit of that. You can team up on somebody a little bit to try to slow them down. But just lots of good feelings about this. Building the buildings, worker placement, blocking. I always love the worker placement with the blocking. You got no grande meeple in this one. So, you gotta do with what you got. So loving it. So I had moved this. It was a midpoint, I think, and then the second time I played it, now it kind of rocketed up my list back to number 2, and that puts it in borderline Hall of Fame territory up there.
Yeah, which would be hilarious if you put it in the Hall of Fame before you do.
Yeah. So,
mine's at number 9.
It's a 9, but maybe
mine's at number 9. Just played a ton of other. I've been playing. Lords of War Deep. I've owned it since it came out. It's such a great game. D&D theme. I always joke, and I've talked about the 5 games for Doomsday show where the guy does the interview, and you have to pick the 5 games you take with you to Doomsday. This would be one of the games I take along with a couple of dice, because you could literally take the quest cards from this game and turn it into a campaign in D&D, right? You can just play, use them as your inspiration to play. Fantastic. Love this game. Lords of Waterdeep. I like the base game, but also the expansion. They're both in one. It's like Skullport and Scoundrels and Skullport.
Yeah,
like that.
Maybe that's it. Yeah,
it's all in one.
Yeah.
And then there's like the mountain thing. But yeah, it's such a good game. And I like the idea that it ramps up too. You start with a certain amount of workers, and then about a halfway point of the game, everyone gets another worker. So it's like just when the worker placement spaces are getting too prevalent because you built a bunch of buildings, now they tighten again because everyone's got another worker.
Yep.
Which I like. So
it's good feelings.
Oh, it still hasn't broke the top 100. It's probably got booted out of the top 100.
Up and down.
I'm sure it was in there
and
at one point.
It is getting a reprint this year. Unfortunately, I think they're just hitting the button to reprint. They're not doing any.
I don't know about gameplay. I know the box they are changing. That was a big thing. That box that was weird, that kind of had the gap, and it had a cool look, but it doesn't fit on the shelf grade. And they are redoing it to a standard size box. I know that. So
cool. All right, my number 2. My number 2 is Obsession.
Obsessed with Obsession.
Obsessed with Obsession. Yes. Love this game. Love Kenyatta Games. Dan Halligan is an amazing owner. Love the way he does his Kickstarters. Yep. I love the theme. I love the upstairs, downstairs, the Downton Abbey, that idea of it. It's interesting that I was just listening to some podcasts, and people were last night I was watching the full 42, and they were kind of like, Obsession, I don't get it. It's so bland, it's so boring. I'm like,
have they played it?
Yeah, have they played it? I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
I find it fun. I think it's very themey. I think it's a well-developed game. So to speak about it, you are a house that is fallen on hard times. So your house is kind of out of repair. You're out of favor with the community, the aristocracy, and you're trying to rebuild your house. So you're trying to rebuild, do upgrades to your house. You're trying to encourage guests to come to your parties to get your prestige up, and that prestige is your victory points and how you kind of have win the game. You want your reputation high. You're trying to hire workers. It is upstairs, downstairs, Down Abbey. What's the romance movie that everyone talks about?
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice. There's a Netflix series that's similar as well. So it's kind of a popular theme. So I think it just hits. All the expansions have been great. Coming out with a big box with a rule book compendium this year, so that'll definitely get it in the zeitgeist. And I'll say that the owner of the game is he's run Kickstarters, his Kickstarters, and his communication and just openness has been amazing, and even he's had people vote on the box cover or the box art and the color of this piece or that piece. So it's kind of cool that he's engaged his community in a way that has brought people to the game. So,
but it's not a looker though.
I was
It's
getting ready to
not
say
a
that.
looker,
Yep,
no.
it's-
Who
it's very
voted?
plain, very plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we count the hanging chads? Because
it's it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot. I think it ended up in my top 20 last year at the end of the year. This year I never played it physically. I had played it a few times, more than a couple times on Board Game Arena on VGA.
Yep.
So I guess officially I could have put it back on there. I didn't think much about it. But very solid, a lot of fun. Racing to it's the favor of the Fairchilds.
Fairchilds, yeah.
You're racing to try to get the favor so that you can get either the male or the female Fairchild to use in the next round, and they do extra overpowered things.
Yeah, and at the end of the game, you score victory points based on your buildings. All the guests you have invited, some of them are positive, some of them are negative. Like you get the American aristocrats, they have a lot of money, but they give you negative victory points because who wants to hire the uncouth Americans to come to your party? And then you also have your reputation track. That if you max that out, you score certain victory points. So you haven't played this one, have you?
no,
Because it's not a looker.
it's not. and I don't read literature.
And your
so.
theme is so your theme is not in line with it.
But I keep hearing so many good things
It
about
is
it that
good.
I've got to give it a shot.
Yeah,
It's
you
good.
should give it a shot. It's pretty good.
for sure. That's
Well,
good.
it gets,
All right.
gets us to
I think
our number one.
We're going to go the opposite way, right?
Yeah, we're gonna
Right,
go
because we
opposite this
ended
time.
up matching this
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, we're
so
gonna reveal ours together.
We'll go
And
last.
mine is kind of a no-brainer because it is one of my top. It would be. It's going to be in the
Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
yeah.
So my number one is Concordia,
Concordia.
and I think what it was is actually last year I hadn't played Concordia the whole year.
I recall that.
Yeah, and at the end, you guys played it, and
You kept
we played it. We
complaining
played it,
about that.
Yeah, we
you
played it
didn't get a
the year.
chance.
We played it at the end of the year before is when you learned it, and then the beginning of last year you played it a bunch. And I kept the whole year long. I'm like, man, I gotta play Concordia. And I didn't get played the whole year. So this past year I played it a couple times, and then a couple times physically, and then it's also I have the Steam version, and it's now on BGA. So I have 3 different ways of playing it now, which is great because I love Concordia. And
I played it a lot this year, so I've got the expansions, more maps that have come in. So I've got a lot more maps. I've got expansions that have come in to include the Salt expansion and the
Solitaria.
Yes, yep, and the Solitaria expansion, which creates a cooperative way to play as well as a solitaire way to play.
And so it is a hand management and deck building. Basically, you're buying cards, and those cards give you options to do actions on the board, whether it be to move your ship or guy, to settle a place, to put a settlement down in a city, or to produce goods and use those goods to then buy other things. So it's got this
or cards that let you take the action to buy goods.
right.
Or,
And then as you play those cards, you run out of cards in your hands. You can take an action, take them back, and get money. And what's really awesome though, and I think that's where like that you play the game the first time and you're playing the game. You're moving your stuff and you're building your cities, and then we get the final scoring,
blows your mind.
and everyone just goes.
Yeah.
Because that final scoring is like on the cards. There's tags for the Roman gods, and each of one of those tags has a different way of scoring end game scoring. So you have to play the game while also balancing the cards you're buying to have the scoring things match what you're doing.
'Cause they're multipliers.
Because they're all multipliers, and so you have there's one that you score X based on how many zones you're in. Or then there's ones based on how many stones you produce, or
which type of resources that you
produce,
have
yes.
homes built on, so that produce that type of resource.
Or how many pieces of wood that you have on the board, your land units and your
your
water
meeples.
units.
water,
Yeah.
your galleys, and
Colonists.
legions, colonists. Yeah, so it's a fantastic game. Matt Gertz. It's a Kenner Spiel des Jahres winner. So heavy.
But it
board
costs
game
so
there.
much to buy cards. So it's like, do I use these cards? Do I use my resources to buy cards, or do I use my resources to in order to trade them for money to be able to build more buildings
Right.
and
But
use
if you
them?
don't have cards, you can't score victory points.
Right, you have a small, tight engine, but then at the end of the game, you don't have a lot of cards that score a lot of points. so many trade-offs.
Such a good game. Yes, this is
three-way crossover. You're number 1. Carlos has it in his Hall of Fame.
Yep.
On my board, it was number 7. I mean, it's clearly a game. Every time I play it, it's going to be up there in the top 10. So 2 comments from me, though. One is I've never played it with any of the other boards. I've only played the standard base
no,
board.
we played this the opposite side of the baseboard.
Oh yeah, we did flip it
The
over. Okay,
3-player board.
yeah, still that
Yeah.
baseboard, but yeah, it's basically the same. It just scales for
The boot of
normal
Italy
players.
instead of the whole Mediterranean.
But I want to try the other boards because they've come out with several expansions now with
Different
regions
mechanisms.
and different mechanisms that they add to it. So I definitely need to delve into that.
The Britannia one uses where you're building like forts as the Romans, and then there's another one where you're fishing. So there's more money through fishing as a separate thing.
And then my second comment is just I've said this on the show many times, but I still can't believe that more game designers have not used that mechanism of the in-game scoring. As you buy those cards and collect those cards, everybody starts with the same ones, and so you're going to get a multiplier, a 1x multiplier on each of the different. I think it's 6 different gods that are on there, six or 7,
8, yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
But as you build those cards, as you buy more from the market as they come out, that becomes your multiplier for your in-game scoring. And it's just, again, the first time you do it, people are confused. But when they finally clicks and they see, oh, that's how I was supposed to be getting points. That's how I was supposed to be collecting cards. And it's people like want to play it again right away. They're like, oh, no, now I got it. Let's do it again. Let's reset that and do it again.
Yep.
So, yeah, for an older game, this is, it's a banger. Use the term. So.
Only a few times tonight we have.
Just a few.
That's a big one.
It's on my Hall of Fame for a reason because I knew that I'd play it a lot this year again,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to have to put it on my board each time I played it.
All right, we ready for the big reveal? Our number 1s.
Oh yeah!
So watchers of the show will not be too surprised, but I'll you want to post them together?
Come on,
On 3,
don't
1,
touch
2,
them.
just touch it, just the tips.
Okay, SETI. SETI.
Number 1.
Woo-hoo.
Bam, 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 bam.
And yeah, number 6 on mine.
Yeah,
So
and number 6 for Wayne. So we can all talk about it.
You do
can
better,
talk to
Wayne.
Yeah.
Do better.
Do better. Yeah.
Do better.
I did. It's go Concordia obsession.
All right, Carlos, you lead us off. Start with SETI. Why do you love SETI?
All right, SETI. I think you were sharing a story today about your son.
Oh, yeah.
And how he's driving you mad with this thing about SETI is just terraforming
Just
Mars.
terraforming Mars.
Just terraforming
Same
Mars.
game again.
The reason I don't disagree with him because there's so much in common there that I already love terraforming Mars, but SETI is so just like well done.
Yeah.
Like it's just graphically just laid out well, easy to see. The artwork is uniform. I feel it feels so for me. This game hit off so well this year because I feel like I'm doing these things. I'm putting together the resources to launch rockets into space, launch those satellites off those rockets, and then getting those satellites to get me data from all these different things. And then it throws in that twist of, oh, by the way, you have enough data, and now there's an alien race at the end.
Yep.
So it's like there's 2 modes to the game, but not so different, right? Like, so it's not like the game completely changes when the alien races are revealed, but it just gives you another
More
place,
options.
more option, another place to go to and explore.
That's what the solar system rotates.
Oh, that rotating
the board is awesome.
That was cool.
And like I said,
Planning that out.
So my son asked me, why couldn't he at least just change? Because it's terraforming Mars. Why couldn't he change the theme? Couldn't he put it underwater? Couldn't he put it as birds? Couldn't he put it as something else? I said, well, no. This theme just works, though. When you're teaching the game, it is a little complex. It's on the medium to medium heavy side. But once you understand and you kind of see, oh, well, that makes sense. I'm scanning the skies for artifacts, for possible signs of alien life out there. I'm landing on a planet. I should get publicity. I'm the first one to land on Mars. I'm
Sending
gonna
back
get that-
pictures, right? So that
Exactly.
gives me publicity.
Get you publicity,
so good.
get you victory points, and just the theme makes it make so much sense.
I think if I played this a second time, I only played it once this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
If I played it a second time, it would move up.
Yeah, it's a really good one. So number 1 on our 2 lists.
I think for me, big part of it too was the time that we played it, Rob. In the time that we played this game,
Yeah.
Atlas A1, I can't remember the name of the one of the rocks that's used to carry aliens in the game, has come back around,
Oh, yeah,
and it's been all up in the news.
comet. Yeah.
right, was coming through again, and they're talking about like all this news for these because they used real science.
Oh, yeah.
Every card
Yep.
has real science on it.
Yeah, they're
That-
all space exploration.
So like it's
invasion
showing up
of the
in my
game.
Google feed now.
Yeah.
And not to like so in the last year and a half, there's been 3 or 4 space games that came out, right? I think this is probably the best production.
Yeah.
Comboed with refinement. So like Galactic Cruise probably has better production, right? It's the big box and so whatever, but it felt like it needs more refining. SETI has great production and really good refinement, and then spoiler, Shackleton Base, not so good production but great refinement, right? So it's like SETI hits both. It's the table presence and the refined gameplay that just works perfect.
And once you realize that the game is on the cards, like you just do better. Like the cards are so important. They have so much stuff on them that every card is important, and you don't know which way you want to use it. Do I use it for scanning? Do I use it for its tags? Do I use it for its ability? Do I use it for its one-time use? It creates those decision points that hurts every time you make a decision.
Yeah. And much to my dismay, so after debating with my son about this not just being a reskin redo of Terraforming Mars, we know that an expansion is coming. And so he asked me about the expansion, and I had to explain it's Prelude.
It's Prelude.
Terraforming Mars. So it brings asymmetrical starts. It kickstarts your economy. It gives you some things so that it kind of funnels you in a direction of how you want to start the game. It cuts around off of the game, so potentially is going to make it a shorter, quicker game. But more aliens. I mean, the possibilities are.
I'm okay
endless.
without the aliens. Like I do my best to not trigger the aliens.
Just ignore those things.
Yes, I just want to launch rockets, move them around the solar system. I want to land rovers.
Yeah.
Like I want to collect data and run computers.
The truth is out there, Carlos. The truth is out there.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's just a great game. It's a double banger, right? Something like that.
Is it after dark?
Yeah, we're well after dark for our recording of this.
Yeah.
But
if you want to hear more nonsense like you've heard today, make sure you join us on Thursday nights. We do our live call-in show where we take your phone calls to hear about what games you've been playing live. You call in and you talk to us about what you've been playing. It's a great way to have these fun conversations with people just like you who love games as much as we do. We love these games so much that we want to give them a special place.
we'll go on to our Hall of Fame.
We're going to end off this episode with what we're going to do is the Hall of Fame. In the Hall of Fame, we're going to take some of these games that have gone to our board, that have continuously come up on our boards, and we're going to move them to the Hall of Fame so we don't have to worry about taking up one of those limited 20 spots.
Precious spots.
All those games we played all year, and we're only going to give you the top 20. We're going to move them over. So, Wayne, we got your board over here.
Got my board over here. Yeah.
What do you think?
Top right corner, you've got some Hall of Fame games.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there anything being inducted to the board?
And the thing is, I don't want to there's probably 4 or 5 in here. I could say,
Sure.
yeah. But I think obviously Concordia is going to be moved over.
And remind us real quick what is already in your Hall of Fame
Okay,
again.
so Castles of Burgundy, which is my all-time favorite game.
Yep.
Number 1 all-time. Brass Birmingham, which is my number 2 all-time game.
Yeah, there you go.
Comic Hunters, which I love this game so much.
It's good.
I actually haven't played it much this year. And so and then Dune and Lost Ruins of Arnak, because they're both amazing games that came out similarly, and I played them both, love them both. And I'm going to quickly add Concordia to that. Ooh.
And we lost the board.
As we lost the board.
There we go. We're all right.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly move Concordia over here because Concordia, I think, is my number 3 game. So, if I had to say all-time favorite games, it's Castles of Burgundy, Brass, Concordia, 1, 2, 3. So I'll put those in there. Do you want me to do all my Hall of Fame?
Yeah, go ahead and hit us with. And how many are you adding today, bro?
I'm going to add Obsession.
You're adding Obsession.
Yeah,
okay.
Because it'll make your top 20 every time you play it.
Yeah, every time I play it, it's going to make my top 2 or 3. And that's sort of my viewpoint is if I have a game that I know that regardless of play, it's going to hit my top 5. It really should just be in the Hall of Fame because there are some games, and that's where I think I'm not going to put Lords of Waterdeep because I had plays this year, but they weren't great, and I kind of judge it on the experience of the king. I would play Obsession every time. I've never had a bad game of Obsession, never had a bad game of Concordia. I think that's it. Okay. There's several other on here. I mean, Ostia, I just need to play. I only played it a couple. I need to play it more. Tyrants, I'm not quite there yet. SETI, I'm not there yet. Madeira's out of print, so I'm not even sure, but I'm going to play that next. It'll be hard to decide the Spanverse. That'll be interesting in the future, and like Viticulture. And then there's the games that I will always play, like Creature Comforts, Camel Up, and Stone Age with my family. That'll kind of always hit the list, but I don't think
will they though?
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. A couple of them have fallen off and come back, but yeah, so I could see them falling off maybe, but And I think Clans of Caledonia might go on my list when I play the expansion this year. But yeah, so that's it for me. I'm gonna induct Concordia and Obsession into the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations.
All right.
So Rob, I'm going to kind of go a little bit with what Wayne talked about there with the adding his idea or thoughts of adding to the Spanoverse. And I've already done that effectively because I've added Memoir 44 to my board, but it kind of counts as like anything in the Command and Colors system.
Sure.
Right. So the Command and Colors system, which is Richard Borg, which is Memoir 44.
I feel a cheat coming on.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a cheat, but
I'm just joking.
it belongs there. Star Wars
you
Battle of
moved
Hoth.
Okay.
Battle of Hoth going on there.
It belongs with Memoir. Like they're
a
the
slash.
same,
So you
just
can
a
do
different.
slash.
Battle of Hoth.
Yes, it's just different flavor. It's like I like gelato, just all the flavors of it. Like it doesn't matter what flavor. It's just gelato's going on the board.
Oh, yeah?
So Command and Colors is already in the Hall of Fame, moving Battle of Hoth over there to join its friend in Memoir 44. So, but my real inductee to the Hall of Fame this year, the first one's going to be Lost Ruins of Arnak, currently in my number 3 spot.
It should be there for you, for sure.
Because I don't want it to take up any more room on this board for the future years. And then my last induction is going to be Thunder Alley.
Oh,
So Thunder
wow.
Alley, I don't think I've ever had a bad play of Thunder Alley, and I'm looking forward to more continued plays of Thunder Alley.
Nice.
And so many memories with that one. That's going on my board. That is my Hall of Fame. Battle of Hoth is going to join Memoir 44. Thunder Alley is making the board, and Lost Ruins of Arnak, all varieties on the board. Rob.
Okay, I'm adding all 20 of them. I'm done. All 20 are going to Hall of Fame. No, that can't happen. But it'd be nice. It's hard to make these decisions. So my current Hall of Fame, again, just to recap: Brass Birmingham, which is a 3-way crossover with all of us; Orleans, Terraforming Mars; Dune, whichever Uprising series, Imperium, Endeavor, Age of Sail, and Tyrants of the Underdark. That's my current top or Hall of Fame games. I'm serious here. I want to add a bunch. I gotta restrain myself. I am going to kind of break you in the definition of our Hall of Fame. You said these are games that we've played for years, and they're going to always make our list. I'm going to break that rule. We discussed this a little bit before we started. SETI is a game that I just cannot foresee right now. Anytime anybody wanted to play it, I would play it. If I've got 2+ hours to play, I'm always going to play SETI. And the expansion coming out, adding the prelude, adding the asymmetrical start, adding the new aliens to discover. I just keep seeing that this game is going to keep going for me, and so I've played it about 5 times now.
I think that's the difference. Is you played it more than me. And
Yeah.
maybe even I don't know, Carlos, how many times you played it, but
At least a half dozen.
Okay.
Because
So you
I've
both
taught
played
it
it.
to.
That's probably why you
I've
guys
taught it
both
to
had
a
it
few
one.
different. I taught it to
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
I think Max and I played it twice. I taught it to Patrick. I taught
Wow.
it to y'all.
it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it
Taught it
works
to
out for you.
Wifey.
My number one of the year. So
I agree with Wayne on this one. It is a bold
It's too
move
early.
because
It's a bold
I don't
move.
know. Like in the MLB, you never allow a first rounder to make the Hall of Fame.
I know.
Like they,
You gotta have that waiting period.
unless you're Derek Jeter.
But again, I don't want to. I just don't want to take up a spot. And I know into 2026, I'm getting ready to play it tonight. I hope after we're done. If not, we're pretty late here Eastern recording this. But I may not play it tonight. If not, I'm going to play it tomorrow. And I just know it's going to go back on my list. It's going to go back up, probably right at the top again. It'll be number 1 starting out my 2026, and I can't see it falling off of the top 10, maybe top 20 by the end of the year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I
It could be a
felt
mistake.
like you
Yeah.
felt, and I almost made the same decision,
Yeah.
but then I played Shackleton Base. And now I'm like, I'm going to have to play these back
See,
and
that's what I'm
forth.
saying. Like both of
I'm going to have to ping pong these
Yeah.
two.
I've played Shackleton Base twice now, so I played SETI definitely twice as many times at least. I still think I like SETI better, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's gonna be close.
That could
Watch-
change.
This
watch-
year, I
be
have
sure
to
to join
play.
us.
I have to play
Yeah.
both SETI and Shackleton Base
Same
a
time.
couple of
At the
times.
same time. We'll set two tables,
up, play them.
and we just go back and forth. While I'm taking my turn in SETI, you go take your turn Shackleton Base.
Gonna do it, Rob.
I've got my hand on Lords of Waterdeep, and again, I don't.
Now, shouldn't be a tough decision.
It shouldn't be. It's a classic. It's one that I slept on,
I almost put it in mine.
and it rocketed up my list here late in the year. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to put Lords of Waterdeep on there. I do feel that Lords of Waterdeep isn't going to be my first choice every time. Every time it's out there, I don't say I would always choose that over any other game that somebody may have. There are other worker placement games that are more modern, that do some additionally complex things. But for a lighter game, I can't say it is lighter. It's not a light
midweight.
game. It's a midweight game. It's a midweight game. I would almost always play. If that's what somebody wanted to play, I would pretty much never say no. And again, with the expansions, it just elevates that. It adds another little lever of complexity.
You have 9 in your Hall of Fame. You have 8. I only have 7.
Well, you thinking about?
Oh no, I don't know why he's not going back there to fix this.
You going back?
He should be fixing this.
Wayne. Come on, Wayne.
I'm gonna do it.
You're
my
gonna
man.
I'm gonna
there
join
you
you,
go.
Rob, because
I fished you
You
in.
did. Because no, you're right. I mean, Lords of Waterdeep is one of my all-time games.
Yeah.
It's one of the first games I bought in my game collection, maybe, or one of the first big games. I love it. It's a
And
great
think
game.
about it. It's like 15 years later, we're still playing
It's
it.
a
And
great
every
game.
time we
Yeah.
play it, it's like, why don't I play this one? It's like that one restaurant that you go to, like not often, but because it might be out of the way or it might have bad parking or whatever the reason is that you don't go out there. But then when you go, you ask wife, you're like,
Well,
why don't we come here more
why don't we
often?
do this more often?
Like
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah, when you think about it,
great.
like, you have like some like SETI, Ostia, those are like new to me games this year.
Yeah.
That could be the hotness thing. Lords of Waterdeep is always going to be
that's Hall of
a
Fame material.
game, yeah.
The fact that I didn't get to play it this year, that's the only reason it probably isn't on my list.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do one more. I know if
okay.
you were done, but
So now that's
I'm gonna just going down the list here. Raw, I think, has to go in for me. Raw is a game I've been playing for a few years now. I know Carlos is a newer.
I'm a zealot. I'm a convert.
Yeah,
so.
you're just now coming to Raw for the first time in this last year, but watching you enjoy it, watching how much you immediately loved it and wanted to buy it and wanted to play it over and over. You were trying to get me to play it back to back to back. Just 2 players. You just went, how good is this 2-player? Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Yes, it is good.
Yeah, and then the kids, introducing them to it. The last year, my 2 older kids, actually all 3 of them played.
When one of them leaves the table crying, like the game was great.
There you go. It's a good game. I just don't see, as far as bidding games, it's probably my all-time favorite. So it deserves a place there. I would always play Raw, and it's not long. I mean, again, you can play it
pretty quick.
in 45 minutes to an hour at the most, whether you're playing with 2 or whether you're playing with 5. It's just anytime it comes out, I'd be like, even if I was on my way to go do something, somebody said, oh, we're going to sneak in a game of Raw. Okay, I'm back. I'm back at the table. Let's play Raw. Let's do it. So
It makes sense.
yeah, so it's going to hit my Hall of Fame because, again, it's another one that is
So well done.
I'm going to play it in 2026. It's going to go right back to the top of the list. So, yeah, it's got to be there.
Rah.
There it is. So those are our updated Hall of Fame games in our top 20 list for the year 2025. I can't wait to see what 26 brings. More good stuff. I feel 25 was a solid year for games. I don't think it was a banger year.
It's yours on purpose.
Yeah.
You make his
It's like
kids watch
Pee Wee
it.
Herman's Playhouse, like the word of the day.
Everybody freak out. But I think it was a solid year. There was a lot of games that were really good. SETI definitely stood out as a little step ahead of everything. But it wasn't like some of the recent years where we've had a couple of games that were just like, oh, these games
I
are
don't know.
forever.
I disagree in that, like a lot of the games that are on this top 20 board from 2025 for me, SETI I still count as 2025
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
because it didn't come out so late. Battle of Hoth, Duel for Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings, like these are some really hot streak. These are games that I see myself playing in the future. So I think it was a solid year. And then we started January 1st by playing Shackleton Base, and I'm like, okay, 2026 is off to a great
January
start.
1st.
Yeah.
Yep.
So keep watching more of that. If you want more of that, keep watching here on Beans and Dice, where not only do we do shows, we bring you into the show. You come in, you call in, you take over the show. You want to bring a segment to the show, you call in, you have that segment. You want to change the topic completely for the evening, that's what we do here. We talk to you because you're real people playing real games just like us, and that's what we do here on Beans and Dice.
Thursday nights, 9 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday, we're like clockwork. We've in how many? 6 years now. We've missed a handful of shows, less than a dozen Thursday nights.
Mostly Thanksgiving and holidays.
Yeah,
Holidays.
almost always holidays. Yeah, that's been it. So, but yeah, we definitely want to bring you into the Beans and Dice community. You can be another one of Carlos's beans.
Yes, here's my best beaner friends right here.
There you go.
Join us Thursday nights. I've been Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Wayne.
So blessed to have you guys. God bless. Thanks for watching. We will catch you on Thursday nights. comment below on what your thoughts are for what we showed as our top
Thanks
20
for watching the Beans and Dice
2025
podcast.
games.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Let's go 2026.
Woo! My wallet can't take it.